Welcome, guys. Welcome to the broadcast. Let's make sure everything's good. All right. Are we all good? I think we're all good. Let me confirm that. I think we're all good. Let me confirm. Test. All right. Sorry, that was a bit loud. I think we're good. Let me know how the audio quality is. I'm still kind of experimenting. I'm back home in Florida, so it's going to be a little different. All right, let's get started. I've made some slight changes to things, mainly my PC. I've upgraded it. It's a lot more powerful. Um, I shouldn't have any issues at all. Let me know about the audio quality, the camera quality, stuff like that. I've made some slight adjustments to things. It should be working a little bit better. You should notice everything's going to be a lot faster. I mean, a lot more powerful of a machine now, even from when I was back in Missouri. Even just my old PC build at home here was way better. We just upgraded a big, I put a way beefier GPU in there and CPU, so it should be excellent. So we'll just see how this goes. Edit this real quick. Oh, well, that's not ideal. Hold on. Oh wait, that's not correct. All right, hold on 2 seconds. All right, there we go. Okay, let's get started. Tenemos la tormenta tropical, esa tormenta que oh, you're talking about Hurricane Eric. Oh, you mean Erin? Hurricane Erin. That's I don't speak Spanish, by the way. I'm not super well versed in that, so I can't really give you a great response. But see if I can figure that out. But yeah, Hurricane Erin. We'll talk about that a bit today if you guys would like to. It's that's our Category 1 hurricane right now out in the tropical Atlantic. This is Hurricane Erin, wind speed of 75 miles per hour, moving west-northwest down to 995 millibar of pressure. Hello, Amy. This just became a hurricane today. So starting to wrap up. You can see an eye maybe even starting to form here. So we might have a bit of a intensifying hurricane on our hands here. Let's check something. It's D. Okay. I always forget the hotkey for drawing. But yeah. Oh, Joe, I'm not sure I am. Seems to be working all good for me. Yeah, it might be just you, Joe. It's been working fine for me so far. But yeah, this is our Hurricane Erin. This is projected to miss the United States today, or not today, just in general. It's projected to miss the United States. Here's the NHC cone provided for that. You can see it curves well away of the United States here. It should miss the East Coast. Thankfully, this would be achieving potentially Category 4 status. That's what the NHC is expecting. 165 gusts and a wind speed of 140 miles per hour sustained. So Jay, if you're talking about Puerto Rico, whether Puerto Rico will be okay with this hurricane, you should be missed. You can see the cone is well north of Puerto Rico. So I don't think you guys will be expecting much. They may have put out actually let me confirm that. They may have put out a tropical storm watch for you guys. Pull up the cone. Let's see if I can share that with you. Yeah, you can see here you're not under any sort of tropical storm warning or watch yet. They expect it to stay well north of the islands. So the only islands that are currently under any sort of watch would be the northern, I think these are Leeward Islands. Don't quote me on that, but the northern islands there you can see those are under a tropical storm watch. But it's still they still should be missed by the bulk of the strongest winds with this. So yeah, that's about it for Hurricane Erin. We might touch on this later if they issue like a 5 p.m. advisory. We can go over that. But let's get back to synoptic scale severe weather today. I was focusing on Iowa today. We have a line segment out here in northern Iowa. Slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center. Let me pull that up. You can see a slight risk in the corner there. And I'll pull that up in Radar Omega as well. Very powerful tool here. Love Radar Omega. You can see here's our slight risk, encompassing South Dakota, Minnesota, most of Wisconsin, and most of Iowa as well. Everything else is a general thunderstorm risk for today. But we'll touch on the tropical stuff if it gets issued. I've been monitoring it pretty heavily over the last few days. Really trying to make sure we don't miss any big events, tropical events, hurricanes, anything like that for Project Weather Eye, because we are monitoring for tropical deployments this year. So we don't want to miss an event for sure like that we could deploy for. So we're monitoring that. And not just Erin, but any other tropical system that forms afterwards. So yeah, we'll get going here. All right. So right now we have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Waverly, Iowa. Another one just north of there. Fredericksburg, Iowa. Tripoli, Iowa. Denver, Iowa. Sumner, Iowa. We're expecting 60-mile-per-hour winds and less than an inch sized hail. So like 3/4 inch hail. Same for that warming up north. Looks like we have a bit of a line segment here forming. Some gusty winds on there, especially coming into Tripoli, Frederica, towards Sumner, Fredericksburg, Iowa, Redland, Denver, just north of the Waterloo area. Just your pretty standard Boeing segment here. Nothing too damaging, at least I hope not. So we've had a few damaging wind reports here. Some trees down. In Clarksville, Iowa. Just a bunch of trees down, trees and power lines down. So this might have a history of producing some scattered damaging gusts along the Boeing segment there. So Sumner, Tripoli, Fredericksburg, probably want to be inside. Could be some strong winds and some tree branches, trees coming down. Probably 60-mile-per-hour winds to be expected with this. So seek shelter if you're in that warning. Back to the west, I'm watching this here. Not really rotating. I'm not expecting any sort of tornado threat. I did want to mention, we do have, real quick, we do have a 2% tornado risk today. That's included for parts of northern Iowa into southern Minnesota. Low risk of a tornado. 2%'s like, was this updated? Hold on. Oh yeah, it is. hold the phone for 2 seconds. There we go. We're expecting maybe an isolated tornado. Not much. The storm mode doesn't seem to be very conducive of tornadoes today. Hello, Kara. Welcome. Storm mode is not very conducive, so we're not expecting anything crazy, but maybe a tornado. Probably not, though. You know, maybe just one. But that's what we're expecting for today. You can see this in radar omega as well. This is the green area, so this is all contained within our 2% risk area. But yeah, and why I don't think this is going to be a very tornado heavy day, if maybe we get one report or nothing at all. I think because we can already see this is kind of along this gust front here. The gust front has kind of moved out in front of these storms a bit, and the convection is reinforcing that gust front south. It's acting like an outflow boundary, and it's going to be pretty much making sure that these at least right now in the near term, these cells here are not going to be able to likely produce a tornado. Hold on, sorry. But we have a severe thunderstorm warning. I think we need to watch this one right here. You can see it has kind of a supercellular like shape to it, which means we need to watch it. I wouldn't say it's tornado imminent or even guaranteed to produce, but especially since this gust front is well out in front of it. But I will say, if it can recapture that gust front, it can grab it and ingest it, might have a shot at a tornado. But right now, I don't think the National Weather Service is too concerned with tornadoes for this, because it is rated for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is heading towards pretty much over Jewel Junction right now, heading towards Radcliffe, Hubbard, Iowa, Garden City, Iowa, New Providence, Eldora. You guys are all contained in that warning. Eventually going to move towards Grundy Center in Iowa. So monitor that. Hold on, I gotta figure out my Taco Bell order. Yeah, I haven't eaten any dinner yet, so we're gonna have some Taco Bell. Oop. And keep an eye on this severe storm here. I won't be eating on stream, no ASMR, more than likely, but hold on. I'm monitoring chat, just hold on. Combos. But yeah, we're watching this. I don't think it's going to produce a tornado anytime soon, but oh, Hurricane Maria. Yeah, that was a pretty damaging one in Puerto Rico a few years ago. That was a bad one. Yeah, we should. I don't know if we're expecting anything like that this year. At least not right now. But we do have to watch the tropics. They're going to be becoming more active as we move into later in August and into September. So we need to watch that. I don't think it's we're expecting anything crazy right now, at least. I don't think the National Hurricane Center has tagged anything else except for our Hold on. Let me show you. Oh, wow. I think we had a little yellow area here, but it's gone. They must have removed it. And then we have Hurricane Erin, but I think we're going to be seeing some tropical waves move off of Africa in kind of this general area later on this month. At least some early guidance is saying so. From there, maybe you could have, whatever. I don't want to predict anything yet. We're very far out. We're like 5 to 7 days out from all this. So things will change. Models are just starting to pick up on things. But I wouldn't be surprised if this area, we end up getting some tropical waves moving off of Africa that may end up developing in this kind of intertropical convergence zone, the MDR, whatever you want to call it. This area is kind of classic for hurricane formation, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we can probably see some right now, even if we look at satellite. Yeah. So, this is air, and that's going to move this way. But all these tropical waves coming off of Africa will be our next focus as they move kind of out in this general area. Probably through the next few days, over the weekend. Nothing's expected to form yet, but I think we have to watch this area going into next week for maybe some hurricanes, tropical storms. We don't really know, but we need to watch it. And the synoptics in place might lead us to watch these extra closely in relation to the United States, because they could be able to move across the basin and move up towards the United States to the Caribbean. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a forecast video on that at some point and then let you guys know. But they just pushed out the 5 p.m. advisory for Erin here, so this should update soon. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we gotta watch the Atlantic Basin. It's that time of year, and I'm in Florida. I know how it goes. I went through Milton. Was in the eye of Milton even. Pretty crazy. That was a pretty nasty hurricane. I chased Helene and Debbie from last year. I chased the outer bands from both of those. The one hurricane I didn't chase the tornado threat was Milton, and of course that was the one that absolutely just went nuts with tornadoes across Florida. Of course. But it hit my house, so I didn't really have a choice. But that was crazy. I used to hate hurricanes. Now I kind of tolerate them. I want to learn more about them. I used to be scared of tornadoes too as a kid, but honestly, the best way to approach fear with weather is to learn about it and understand it. At least that's what helped me. I'm not scared of hurricanes anymore. After being through one, like directly hitting me, eye wall and everything. So no reason to be scared of them, but you got to take them seriously for sure. Get some general showers in western Florida, Orlando area. Even having data outages for these terminal Dopplers for a while now. I don't know why that keeps happening. But yeah, maybe some gusty winds on this, pea-sized hail. Nothing crazy. Across portions of the eastern Orlando metro. You guys Florida isn't under any sort of severe weather risk today. This is just your garden variety showers and thunderstorms you expect in the summer. We have easterly flow in place, meaning everything's getting pushed out to the west, from the east to the west. That's going to mean we will have a lot of rain chances along the west coast of Florida today, as these boundaries collide and move east, or to the west, I should say. But I've been watching this in my area today. I'm in the Tampa Bay area. That's where I'm currently at. And every time we get easterly flow, it's kind of interesting because we sometimes have a bit elevated conditions for water spouts or maybe even brief tornadoes. Easterly flow, there's something about it that just seems to really seems to allow stuff to happen here. I think it's because you see all these boundaries and everything, they all kind of end up in the Tampa Bay area with easterly flow. And A lot of the time that results in water spouts over the bay and out in the Gulf. Sometimes land spouts, sometimes brief tornadoes. It's very hard to forecast. I mean, I can give you a preview of what I look at using mesoanalysis here to determine that. But this is your 3 Cape and surface vorticity on SPC mesoanalysis. And this is really handy for sniffing out tornadic activity, water spout activity. You can also look at non-supercell tornado parameter. And yeah, we have some heightened values over there in that's Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Northport, Port Charlotte area. That's this area here. So we might be expecting, or at least watching out for some water spouts or land spouts today along this area of the coast. It also extends back to maybe Cape Canaveral area. But I'm more immediately watching the Northport area, Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, for maybe a chance at a water spout or a funnel cloud. You know, just low-end tornado-y stuff. Let me take a drink real quick. But I wouldn't expect, it's not a guarantee, but typically these conditions have led to some spout activity in the past, I've noticed. You might hear thunder in the background. I don't live down here, but I live in the Tampa Bay area, and it's getting dark, yeah. Might get a thunderstorm. I need to adjust my camera brightness and stuff. But yeah, that's what's going on in Florida right now. Just your garden variety thunderstorms. You know, pretty normal. Pretty normal. Let's go back to Iowa, where our severe thunderstorm warnings are. Also, this is a lot of rain. You know, we can look at storm total precipitation. Big swath of rain, maybe up to 2-3 inches of rain, locally greater in some spots, less in others. Might be a bit of a flash flooding threat out here for northeast Iowa. Still got the severe thunderstorm warning. Just some strong winds. It doesn't look like there will be any sort of tornado threat, at least right now. All right. We'll just watch this one for a bit. Is the audio quality good? You guys hear me okay? Let me know if there's any issues. I can try to address those. Seems all good on my end. All right, cool. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, so, oh, looks like we have some storms up in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. Got a special weather statement out for that area. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour and half-inch size hail. Train spotters reported. So we have ground reports of some gusty winds and small hail in St. Paul and Minneapolis. So if you're in this area, definitely want to go inside. That's a pretty decent storm we got there. Nothing really else going on that's too substantial today. Flash flood warning for Canada. That's Canadian. That's up here in Vancouver. But nothing crazy. So I'm going to try to focus on severe weather here in Iowa for now. I think we just got a new Erin advisory issued. So let's go take a look at that. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, they adjusted the cone, you can see. You can see they're expecting more of a northeast turn now. which is good if you live on the east coast of the United States. You don't want to see this turning west, heading towards the coast or anything. But, I mean, we're expecting a very powerful hurricane. Oh, wow, they bumped it up to 145 miles per hour, Cat 4. This hits something, it'll pack a punch, but I don't think it will. I think we should be probably okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep, just loaded in. Right now it is a Cat 1, with 75 mile per hour winds. So we're not expecting anything crazy yet, but as it moves to the north, it should gain strength as it gains longitude. I think it's a latitude. I always confuse those. But yeah, this is our first pretty major hurricane of the year. I think we're expecting more, though. As you can see, we're just lighting up with these easterly waves off of Africa. That's eventually going to result in greater chances out here in the main development region for tropical systems to track towards the United States. So, like I mentioned earlier, we just need to watch. Nothing imminent right now. We can also touch on some various severe thunderstorms and showers in northern Florida too. Looks like just some heavy rain, gusty winds, nothing too severe. You don't really have a ton of things happening today. That's a good thing. We don't want really damaging weather for anyone. But last time I went live was for that moderate risk wind day. I had to cut it short because we had a surprise tornado happen. I wanted to help focus on that. But I think we can stay. If something like that happens, I would be able to probably stay on this time. Got that a little more figured out. Louisiana, same story. Gusty winds, heavy rain, maybe some small hail. A lot of rain. A lot of rain there. Special weather statements out for just south of Fort Polk. Kinder, Reeves, Elizabeth kind of area in Louisiana. Got some assorted special weather statements in Georgia as well. Approaching Noonan, Peachtree City, kind of Atlanta metro, and then honestly just some other garden variety storms that we should just look at. Make sure nothing more severe is happening. Our main show is up here in Minnesota and Iowa. That's our SPC risk today, as you can see. Yeah, nothing too crazy today. Probably a shorter stream unless something crazy happens. I'm going to have food back here in a bit, so it might just be a briefer stream, but getting in the habit of doing these more than I'm back home. I'm also thinking about daily forecast videos if I can learn how to edit. Yeah. I'll keep it on Iowa. Oh, let me pull up some of the new NGC cone. That'd be pretty cool. Here's a new cone from NHC. You saw that on Radar Omega, but that's what we're expecting with our Hurricane Erin here. Expected to become a major hurricane and maintain its strength as it moves north. Bermuda, I would be careful. I would watch this one if you're in Bermuda. If it turns any more east, might be something to watch. And that's going to be a pretty powerful hurricane if you live in Bermuda, you're vacationing there. Something to watch for sure. Could be fairly interesting. So keep an eye out on the National Hurricane Center outlooks and cones that come out. Right now you're not in the cone, but I mean, that could be something to watch. But yeah, this is really our only tropical system right now. We are expecting more later into September, maybe even October. We don't know. Hurricane season runs from I think it's they start issuing stuff in mid-May now, like May 15th or something. But that goes out to I think November. It's either November 15th or 31st, one of the two. But yeah, it goes out for a while, so we're right in the right in smack dab in the middle of hurricane season. So things will start ramping up. It's been a kind of a slow start, but I'd expect that to continue. Yeah, Amy's a mod. Probably should mod Strandon too. You know what? Strandon, you're now a mod. Yeah, I'm just keeping it simple with moderation. It's just like STS and Vince's channel. They're part of our staff. We talk all the time, so yeah, you got a free promotion, Strandon. Yeah, I trust you guys. You guys have been involved with Vince for a while, so I know you guys are good. So we'll keep it simple, just like his channel. But yeah, hoping we can get a good weather eye deployment out of one of these hurricanes. Hopefully not a really damaging one. I think that'd be really ugly, but I think it would be nice to have like a low end Cat 1 tropical storm or something making landfall somewhere in the next few weeks. Hopefully weak. We don't want damaging. We don't want destructive. We want weak. So we can practice and get our deployments figured out for future hurricanes. We really haven't had a test run yet. So it would be kind of difficult to just jump right in with a Cat 4 or 5, right? So hoping we get a little weak system we can practice with, maybe landfall in like Florida or something. That'll be easy. But nothing yet, so we're gonna have to watch out. I think this year it's really gonna be a season where we can kind of track these systems for a lot longer, since they're gonna be coming off of Africa. It's not like last year where everything kind of just like popped up like in the subtropics, really close to the country, and you didn't have a lot of time to track it. Freaking Milton was like that. That was such a short-term hurricane. It was crazy. And then also I think Helene was the Caribbean, I believe. Yeah. Both were very significant. And then we had Debbie as well. I don't think we're looking at a Perricane this year. I think this is more of an East Coast type of year. East Coast of Florida up through the Carolinas. I think that's what we're focused on this year. But doesn't mean we can't get a hurricane elsewhere. We probably will. Probably will get a hurricane in the Gulf at some point. So, yeah, Perry is very... I mean, last 2 years has been just ridiculous with the amount of times hurricanes or tropical storms have hit Perry, Florida. It's kind of ridiculous. I think a lot of chasers are sick of going there. I'm sure the town is also sick of getting hit all the time too. So hopefully they don't have any more stuff happening like that. So that wouldn't be ideal. Really, all of Florida needs a break, but you know, we get something every year now. I mean, it lasts like ever since like Ian. It's been like every year we get something. So what can you do? It's gotta happen. At least it'll be in a different place every time. That would be nice. But yeah. Harry does need a break. Okay, let's look back at Iowa. Take a look. Same severe thunderstorm warning we were looking at earlier. Quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for Hubbard, Zeering, Wellsburg, Steamboat Rock, Eldora, Grundy Center, Iowa. Story just outside of Story City. Just some small hail and 6 mile per hour winds. Want to take shelter if you're in that warning. Um, Tornado threat is pretty much zero, at least right now. So I'm not very certain this 2% tornado risk will verify today. It seems like a kind of one they just had out just in case. But I don't think the storm mode is very supportive of tornadoes today. We can't roll one out, but probably not going to get one. Check back up in Minneapolis. Yep, just some heavy rain and small hail. Nothing changed really here. I think I'm going to start doing the forecast videos, like I said earlier. Maybe some like tropical forecast videos. I really enjoy like tracking tropical signals and stuff using like your ensemble guidance, spaghetti plots, different global model outputs. That's always really fun. I mean, there's a lot of good resources online for that. So maybe I'll do that. I can even dive into some of that today. I don't know if we have any new model runs in right now that we would be needing to look at, or wanting to look at, rather. I know that 12Z stuff came in. That's thunder. I think we're getting a storm. Let me take a look here. See if I can pull up some model runs. Just take a look before I show you guys. Okay, GFS, good lord. That wouldn't be productive to show. Anything over like 240, 250 hours is like unreliable, so. Yeah, Euro isn't quite biting yet. AI Euro. Kind of. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that because there's a lot of uncertainty right now. And probably need the models to come to some sort of agreement before showing anything. Because it's really kind of not productive to show any like super long range models or anything. It's not very productive. You don't want to make people freak out because anyone can say anything who has access to these models and knows how to look at them. Anyone could say anything. You could pull up a 360-hour GFS screenshot and be like, "Oh my God, Cat 5 is gonna hit Tampa," but you need to be able to understand that that's not necessarily a guarantee. It can change. Models are unreliable at that long of range anyway. But some people don't understand that, and they just go and they look at these models really far out, and they just start making conclusions about them to try to scare people, to try to generate clicks on Twitter or wherever, Facebook. It's kind of a problem, and it makes a lot of people people who don't know how to get good weather information or don't have a good source they trust. They can be really susceptible to kind of like this misinformation about tropical systems and stuff like that. Hey, Dargirl. And yeah, just if you pay attention to weather, make sure you have a trusted source of information about tropical weather, hurricanes, even severe weather too. I've seen it. We've seen misinformation about that as well. Like, have someone you can trust. Like, a lot of the meteorologists in Florida are good. I know Dennis Phillips in the Tampa area, he's really good. Noah something. Noah something. He's good too. Dr. Levi Cohen, he's great. Great guy, Tropical Tidbits. He does a really good job. But yeah, like stuff like that. You need to have a good source of weather information in the hurricane season for sure. Make sure you're not getting manipulated by sensationalism and, oh my God, Cat 5 is going to hit Tampa, Cat 5 is going to hit Miami. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But you can't expect everyone to really be able to look deeply into the forecasting and everything about tropical weather. because people don't have time for this stuff. I don't. I spend a lot of time doing this because I have nothing better to do. You can't expect someone with a job who works all day to come home and be like, oh, let me just look at this boring model for like an hour. You can't expect that. So, and it's completely understandable. Although I do think having basic radar analysis skills, being able to look at radar and be like, okay, this is a thunderstorm, and like just knowing how to get decent weather information, that's something you should always know how to do. You shouldn't be caught off guard because, you don't know how to find information. Hello, Plombo. Yeah, so, I mean, their websites, NHC, National Hurricane Center, www.nhc.gov, Storm Prediction Center, SPC, WPC, Weather Prediction Center. All those are great resources you can use. They're free. They're provided by the federal government. So you don't need to pay for them. No AccuWeather, nothing. You don't need it. You just can you can use the great resources the National Weather Service and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, has given us to use, and just use it because it's good. It's free. So enough about that. But I am a big proponent of the National Weather Service. They do a really good job, and we couldn't do it without them. They do a very good job. Are there things that can be improved? Yes, absolutely. But for the most part, they are a great thing to have, and they allow us to, for one, look at radar like this. We can look and see, oh, there's a severe thunderstorm warning out for Iowa. That's not locked behind a paywall or anything, because they make their radar data free and available to everyone. So, very important work they do. They do a great job at that. Oh yeah. Thanks for bringing that up to me, Strandon. Let's take a look. We can see that on Radar Omega. By the way, Radar Omega is great. Highly recommend this software, this program. It's very good. I use it for all kinds of forecasting: tropical, severe weather, tornado forecasting, even flooding. It has it's a very powerful tool, so I recommend it if you're looking for an app to get for weather. There's a few different apps out there. All of them are pretty much fine, but I really like Radar Omega, and they've been great to use for a while, so I like them a lot. Let's pull up this Hurricane Hunters flight. You can actually see the Hurricane Hunters recon. I think it's this one. Oh, wait, no. It's this one, I think. Yeah, here's the plane. You can see recon data. Let's actually look at this on like visible satellite. Airplane's going in, our recon's going in. Let's check the other one. That might also have. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this one's going right in. This is our recon. You can see the data too. 0605A. Let's check. Make sure that is the correct. You can see all the sensors and everything. It's really cool. Here's our recon going into the center of Erin, where it's going to probably fly around the eye wall to give us an idea of how strong the storm is. It's really cool you can do this in the app, by the way. Really cool. You can even see the flight level winds and everything. Looks like they flew out of Barbados. That's pretty neat. But they're going to go and sample the winds in the storm and see how strong it is. This is definitely one of the coolest things about Radar Omega. The tropical side of things and the forecasting and the features available for tropical weather I think is really neat. Really, really powerful software here. going out of focus. Stop. Okay. Cool. They're nowhere near the center yet, but okay. Why does it keep going out of focus like that? That's really annoying. 18Z icon, yeah. At this point, I'm really not expecting any. I'm really not expecting any threat to the United States anymore. I think it's much more likely this goes out to sea. I thought maybe for a little bit we'd be able to, have a chance at U.S. landfall, but that's not looking likely anymore. Our models are way better now. They do a way better job than they did even like 5 years ago. So I don't think we're going to see any gigantic misses from the models anymore. At least we shouldn't, hopefully. I think this track is pretty locked in. I don't think there's going to be any like crazy shifts or anything. I think it's probably where this is going to go. The NHC knows what they're doing, so let's look back. Special weather statement for Sarasota, parts of Bradenton, Englewood, Venice, Northport, Rotunda West. Just some heavy rain. Okay, looks like I might be right here. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. And you can see there's definitely a sea breeze boundary here. You can see we're seeing some attempts at convergence along that boundary. Easterly flow things, I guess. This always happens. So I think it's a good chance as this moves off shore into the Gulf, we could see waterspouts. I wouldn't be surprised if they issue a special marine warning as this approaches the coast. This always happens on easterly flow days. It's ridiculous. I need to go out there and just sit on the beach and just wait and just see a waterspout, because I can predict them pretty decently with this. Like, it's been really consistent, like surprisingly consistent. You can see there's a good bit of rotation there, convergence. This isn't really like a really concerning tornadic anything, but never fails. I mean, this area, just easterly flow into the bay, into the Gulf, is just, it always likes to spin up something, it seems. Not always a guarantee, though. Would like to use the Tampa Doppler terminal Doppler, but looks like they're having data processing issues. Oh, I'm definitely showing that. Hold on. You can see that's a non-supercell tornado parameter, kind of maxed out. Not maxed out, but it's elevated along that southwest Florida coast there, around Northport, Englewood. That coincides with our kind of storm here, so pretty decent chance at a waterspout or land spout with this line segment here, the storm. Again, something about this area with easterly flow just loves to do something, loves to spin up something. Also watching this as well. That's a little closer to me, but stick the camera out the window. See a storm. I don't know. I want to be able to do something with RTMP and just have like my phone and like hook it up and just have it as a video source and just like stick it out the window. And I also don't want to dox myself, so anyway. Oh, it looks like we got a severe thunderstorm warning for Huntsville, Alabama. Let's take a look. Looks like we have 0.88 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's over Redstone Arsenal, heading into downtown Huntsville. Just some decent wind on this, nothing crazy. Want to seek shelter if you're in Huntsville, Madison, Redstone Arsenal area. Wouldn't be a bad idea to go inside. I think that is moving southwest, interestingly enough. So that's moving over Redstone Arsenal right now, maybe towards Triana and down to the south there. Getting dark. Oh boy. Well, if my power goes out, you know what happened. Check back in Iowa here. Yep, same 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds for Hubbard, Iowa, Wellsburg, Eldora, Grundy Center, and Conrad. It's in northern Iowa. Usually on these days we get storms, which is like every freaking day in Florida. I like to just stand outside and just watch them, but kind of resisting the urge right now. You can see the gust front is still well out ahead, so these are elevated, probably not being, being able to be super severe or tornadic or anything. It's just going to be some rain, wind, and hail. So that's good if you live in this area. Also, a lot of rain. Getting a lot of rain. Same kind of thing in Minneapolis area into Wisconsin. That's about it. Got some rain up here in the UP of Michigan. Just some rain, nothing crazy. Pretty much what I can say about today is nothing crazy, because it really isn't. At least not yet. But I don't think it's really going to get too active. We're under a slight risk for today, so nothing too intense going on today, thankfully. I'm going to watch this because I have a hunch this might do something funny as it gets over the water. Just from prior experience. This new PC is a beast. It's not a new PC, it's just new parts, but oh my goodness, it is not breaking a sweat right now, and it's running like a million things. Lord mercy. Temps are cool too. Oh my gosh. It does not care. Yeah, okay. Let's keep watching this line segment here. Looks like it's kind of grabbed onto that gust front. It's still it's not undercut by it yet. Just peeking out my window. It's a bit dark. Let me adjust that. That's better. Yep. So if you're in Sarasota, Venice, Englewood area, probably want to go inside. Probably be about to be a big downpour at the very least. Some gusty winds as that boundary moves west out over the Gulf. And we can't rule out a waterspout as it gets over the Gulf too. I'm going to look at HRRR and see if we're expecting any more activity today. Not in Florida, but in general, maybe in the northern the Midwest, area, if we're expecting any more storms to go up. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's about it for Midwest. At least for organized severe weather going on today. So we'll probably try to wrap it up in a bit. But I'm glad we're moving into a quieter pattern because tornado season tornado season was really hectic. We had a lot of tornadoes this year, a lot. So it would be nice to kind of cover a little more of a active tornado day, but eh, sometimes the quiet days are good too. Oh, let's check back on that recon. Looks like they're just making the turn into Erin right now. Yep, there you go. So he was trying to clear an eye, but it failed. Huh. They're going for it. Pretty cool. What was that? Might have been my USB cables. Heard a weird noise. I don't know what that was. I don't think it was my PC. It just sounded like something moved. Huh. Anyway, yeah, this is the Hurricane Hunters going to Erin. So we'll see what they find. Probably still around the Cat 1. I wouldn't expect anything crazy. It looks kind of disorganized, but it's making an attempt to get better organized. So yeah, looks like we're winding down a little bit in terms of severe weather today. It was just a slight risk, nothing crazy, but we'll have more active days ahead. Probably pivoting to more of a tropical focus for sure. In the Atlantic and the Gulf, wherever things happen. We're moving out of like widespread synoptic scale severe weather. We're moving into more tropical kind of threats for the country this season. So, but as we move into like September, October, then that kind of transitions also into the second severe season for the United States, especially in the southern United States. Tornado season also runs, in the fall to winter as well. So we need to watch that. I think largely that'll be dominated by like activity in the southeast U.S., maybe into the southern plains. We'll see. Everything's kind of uncertain with that. We might be moving more into La Nina in terms of the El Nino Southern Oscillation, our ENSO phases, meaning we might favor more of an active second season for severe weather, especially in the winter, depending how far we can move into La Nina. We are neutral right now, but that could change. That's probably going to change. Probably going to result in some La Nina conditions. Probably focused on the southeast, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, that kind of thing. Maybe southern plains. We'll see about that. That's typically what that means. It's also coincided with the Pacific Decadal Oscillation. North Pacific Oscillation, all that stuff. But I'm not an expert in that stuff. I just like to look at it sometimes. But yeah. Second season can be pretty active sometimes. Like take 2021, for example. 2023. No, 2022. Late 2022 into 2023 was pretty active. January 2023 was really active. Last year it did not, like late 2024 into this year was not very active. But winter 2023 into 2024 was somewhat active. It was decent. Looks like they're finding stronger winds in there. What is that? 35 knots? 40 knots? We can actually look at the information if we look at the... Yeah, 35, 40 knots. Very interesting. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on, 2 seconds. Why is it so dark? What the heck? This was gone for 2 seconds and it's already freaking out. What? Okay, that's fixed. Sorry, I have food. I'll probably wrap it up here. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you watching. I'll be live more in the future. Now that I'm back home, I have more time. I can maybe put out some forecast videos, whatever you think. As long as you guys enjoy it, I'll definitely be posting more, going live more. I want to grow this channel and do this stuff more often. So thank you for watching. Let's check back in one last time at the severe weather in Iowa. Yeah, still looking pretty disorganized. Same severe thunderstorm warning. We'll look at Florida just to see here. Oh, they put a special marine warning for wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Yeah, I'd say water spouts too, but they know what they're doing, so I trust them. And then let's look at Huntsville. Yep, same severe thunderstorm warning. Some wind damage there associated with that. But nothing too crazy, so I'll be live maybe tomorrow. We'll see. If not, maybe in a few days. But thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to keep updated on your tropical weather news. Look at nhc.gov. They will have all the information you need. Not expecting anything crazy right now, but I'll let you know if that changes. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember to like and subscribe. I have to remember to do that because, yeah. Don't feel forced, but I just wanted to mention it. But thanks for watching, guys. See you later.